Vanquish Soul makes another unexpected regional top, and we actually have something quite interesting for 10th place. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I almost said scrub. But this regional is, you know, we've had a lot of meta. We've had a lot of Snake Eyes. Every regional we've looked at, it's been, oh boy, guys, look, some sort of Snake Eyes variant is dominating the top cut here. But it's always interesting to see the rogue challengers that are entering into the arena and giving Snake Eyes a hassle or run for its money. Not every one of these regionals is, you know, the story of, well, you know, Snake Eyes got a clean victory. There's always going to be something that's going to be lurking in the room that kind of does its thing. And, you know, we had 3 Snake Eyes in this top cut, which is fine, but Tenpai won this regional. We have, that's a story that you hear about every, what, like 1/4 event now out of, yeah, every 1 out of 4, every 1 out of 3, it feels like. You know, Tenpai's still here, even though its YCS representation was abysmal, you know, on the regional circuit where it's a completely different creature out here. You're seeing Tenpai with a massive consistency record doing extremely well. Now, your rogue for this event is the one thing I actually cared about here. You actually had Labyrinth coming in 2nd place. I'm actually kind of curious to see how this Labyrinth list actually looks. We actually had the Vanquish Soul deck as well. Now, Vanquish Soul, I don't know, there's just something about this deck that, have we reached the point that people don't know what we're doing against this deck now? I guess that might be one major reason that we're seeing this be successful. We also had Chimera Good Stuff also kind of showing back up into the fray. And 10th place for this event was Orcust Runic. Now, that's something that you have not heard in a very, very long time, but it was able to showcase its full glory this weekend. Let's pass it over to deck list. Hey, so Tenpai Dragons were this event's winner. Am I absolutely flabbergasted by that? Honestly, no. Looking at how Tenpai has kind of performed, the deck, I want to say, has been started to be perfected. You would think that, right? Because how long we've had in this format. But I think Fenrir has been the dominant winning force of these builds. You got to remember, free special summon, an extra 2,400 damage, and an ability to pop off something off of your opponent's field, all written on the same gosh darn card in a fire deck that is just like, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and normal summon on the follow-up here and do my thing. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that you care to see here. We are doing the triple shifter in the side deck, and of course this build is actually bringing up the rear here with the Heat Waves. Heat Waves been a little bit of a miss this format. I don't have a problem with it sticking around. I think that it's still one of the big anchors for why this deck actually gets the chance to do well. And we are side decking 2 DD Crows down here. Interesting. So I guess this is one of those cases if you need to board out, you know, like the Veilers and bring in the Crows for a graveyard control, especially, you know, if your opponent's trying to play the mirror match with you, you go ahead and spot removal those and you can do your thing. Outside of that, do like the Samurai Destroyer, do like the Meteor Burst. We have all of the options kind of available to us here that you want to see. Good stuff. Next up here, we have Lab, the Destructive Daruma Cannon Turbo. This build is just, we're going to Destructive Daruma Cannon as quickly as possible here. Holy crap. Like, you have 3 cannon and triple trap trick. Yeah. I do hate to tell you this, but we've kind of reached the point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now that being able to toggle through those Destructive Daruma Cannons and use those as stepping stones to ensure that you can win the game is going to be very, very critically important. This build's also not doing any pot cards. We're not playing any Pot of Prosperities, no Pot of Extravagances. You know, those draw cards that kind of try to net you extra cards. I guess the logic with that is I'd rather play something like Absolute King Backjack here so that we can at least guarantee get through some stuff. I guess maybe, you know, once you actually see the larger amounts of traps here too, you'll be able to actually forego, I guess, the advantage of the +1 and just feel like you're going to be in a better position. We also have the Triple Lord of the Heavenly Prison down here. This card is the most annoying thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! To actually deal with this. We're also packing in the Anti-Scam Fragrance as well. I don't see anything else really too crazy to kind of think about with this, but good stuff to this build for actually doing its thing. Definitely sporting off triple Aria's value, and only one Lady Lab with one Lovely here as well. Well, lab times have changed. Vanquishal. Wow, wow, wow. Only 2 Kaiser Varius. Okay. 1 Mad Love, triple Heavy Borger. That feels pretty normal. We are doing 2 copies of the Geo Long. The 1 Pantera Rosins are normal. We are still doing the 1 Rise Heart. Remember, the Rise Heart is kind of the free real estate for this deck. You know, Fenrir on into this gives you free access into a rank 7. Or if you really need it to be an extra fire monster that you can reveal to resolve your effects, you can do that. You have all of this free value kind of going for you in this deck. It's kind of one of the reasons why I think this deck is really cool to watch. We are doing the 2 Durandals for searchability. Hey, Raceloth, how are you? Gotta go make sure that we can get to our 1 stupid degenerate card. And then, of course, we are playing the 1 Snow Devil. Outside of that, I think this build is pretty standard. No Zodiac stuff down here in the extra deck, though. That does feel a little bit weird. I did like my Zoo cards being an extra form of degeneracy, just so you can kind of do your thing. And, of course, this build gets to focus on the different dimension cards. Honestly, you know, getting a free blank turn, kind of losing your graveyard does kind of suck. Yeah, I don't think you really care all that much. Rock the Vanquisher is just going to put you into a good game here. I also think a lot of people don't know how to handle this game. There's decks going first board, you know, especially setting up the Kaiser Varius interruptions, the Heavy Borg, or constant flow of advantage. It kind of gets really dirty with what this deck can actually do. All right, next up, we've got some sauce for this Tenpai Dragon deck. This build literally stripped out all of its hand traps. And so we're going to play the most god darn ignorant Yu-Gi-Oh! We can. They actually main decked the Kishi Sakil in here so they could maximize the value on the Ultimate Slayer. That's disgusting to see. I didn't actually think about just playing a completely true ignorant going second deck. With the Dark Holes, you have the Raigekis, you have the Super Polys. Wow, you've got to just enjoy sitting there for the large amounts of time watching your opponent just engage with the stupidest, largest boards that they could actually try to throw you. But you know what? The fact that this managed to get second place, I think this is the first I've seen of its kind. Obviously, you know, building ignorant Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks should be a very easy thing for Tenpai, but stripping out the hand traps. Okay, just going board breakers. All right. Next up, we have our Chimera good stuff. All right, we are doing the 1 copy of the Diablaze. There's the triple of our Dear Apprentice. You know, people still want to play just 2 of this. I'd still stick to the maximum value. You do see the 1 Black Goat Laughs. We have the 1 Simul Archfiends down here. We are packing in our friend, the Dear Edgimp Scissors. Or Edgimp Chains. I don't know why I call this scissors. You have the double polys as well. Only 2 super polys built into the main, which is fine. You do see, hey, look, it's one of the cool decks that can play the end of Anubis. The fact that, you know, this is a free chance for this deck to kind of set up do its thing. Still don't have an Archfiend Hyris reprint for some reason. I really wish that we would get one so you could actually watch this deck, actually get the chance to do something. Hello, Lars. Outside of that, you have some very interesting options down here. I mean, if you can get 2 apprentices on the field to feel into Lars, that's pretty cool. Free value for the Cross Sheep as well. And of course, let's not forget, Chaos Angel is an actual card for this deck. And our last list out of this event is actually our 10th place Orcust pile here. Now, we are playing 43 cards. You have a pretty decently large buy steel package in here because want to make sure we can get to this good card. The Branded Regained is going to make sure that you can get that free constant advantage flow, tucking back resources. You can do your thing. So we're actually playing a Barricade Board blocker in here as well, so you can tuck this bad boy on back here. We are playing the 1 Crescendo. There's a double orchestrated return. I think 2 is fine in a build like this. You will probably end up seeing some bricks along the way, which is a little bit sad, but sometimes there's really just nothing that you can do about it. You are choosing to play Orcust. You've got to understand, you know, oh man, some of these cards are not your friends. Also, having Grisu be kind of like full combo is pretty cool. And of course, the Topological Bomber Dragon. This is extremely cute. Especially, you know, if you can get an Orcust to reappear and, you know, get the free trigger for this. Okay, outside of that, this was a pretty interesting regional look at. I'm happy to see the cool, interesting things that people are bringing into the table. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.